Friday's January 16th episode of Beyond the Gates delivers one of its most emotionally devastating hours yet, centering on Naomi and Jacob as they are forced to confront a future neither of them ever prepared for. Naomi's world collapses the moment she truly processes her BRCA diagnosis. This isn't just a clinical label or a statistic. To Naomi, it feels like a ticking clock suddenly started counting down. Her mind races through worst-case scenarios: cancer risk, invasive medical decisions, surgeries, long-term monitoring, and a loss of bodily autonomy. The shock strips away her sense of safety and identity. She is no longer just Naomi with plans and dreams. She is Naomi with a genetic burden that could define the rest of her life. The fear is paralyzing, and beneath it sits anger. Anger at her body, at fate, and at how unfair it feels to have everything change so quickly. What makes Naomi's pain even heavier is the guilt that follows almost immediately. She begins to internalize the idea that she has become a liability to the people she loves. Even though no one says it outright, she worries she is now the problem, the obstacle to a normal future. That mindset isolates her emotionally, making it harder for her to accept comfort, even from Jacob. Her instinct is to retreat inward, to protect others by carrying the weight alone. Jacob, meanwhile, is blindsided by a different kind of devastation. The blow referred to as their child lands with brutal force because it represents a future he had already emotionally claimed. To Jacob, the idea of having a child wasn't abstract. It was real, tangible, and deeply tied to his sense of purpose. Hearing that this future may be impossible, uncertain, or fraught with risk feels like a death he's not allowed to mourn openly. While Naomi fights fear for her life, Jacob grieves the loss of a life that may never exist. This creates a painful emotional imbalance between them. Jacob feels crushed, but also silenced. He wants to express his grief, but doing so feels selfish when Naomi is facing something so serious. At the same time, suppressing his feelings breeds resentment and loneliness. He struggles with how to be supportive without disappearing entirely. The result is quiet devastation, the kind that sits heavy in the room but goes unspoken. The tragedy of the episode lies in how much they love each other and how powerless that love feels in the face of reality. Naomi may feel responsible for robbing Jacob of his dream, even though it's beyond her control. Jacob may feel helpless watching Naomi suffer, knowing he can't fix it or take the pain away. They're standing in the same storm, but being hit by different waves. The episode wisely avoids easy answers. There are no quick reassurances, no miraculous clarity. Instead, it forces both characters and the audience to sit with the discomfort of uncertainty. Decisions about health, family, and sacrifice loom ahead, and none of them come without cost. Naomi and Jacob are no longer just navigating a relationship. They're navigating grief, fear, identity, and the possibility that love alone may not be enough to preserve the future they imagined. By the end of the episode, it's clear that this storyline isn't just about a diagnosis or the question of children. It's about how people redefine themselves when everything they believed was stable suddenly isn't. Whether Naomi and Jacob grow stronger or fracture under the weight of this reality will depend not on what they decide, but on whether they can truly hear each other while standing in the ruins of their shared dream.